November 5th, 2024. Donald Trump defeats a divided and dispirited Democratic campaign. On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump is sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Unfortunately, he keeps his promises. Trump seizes control of a divided government, signing hundreds of executive orders implementing Project 2025. Trump replaces over 50,000 civil servants with hardline MAGA loyalists. The federal oath of office now requires declaring loyalty to the president, not the Constitution. Protected by the Supreme Court's grant of total immunity for official acts, Donald Trump orders the Department of Justice to arrest members of the January 6th Commission, current and former DOJ employees, and political opponents for treason, election interference, and conspiracy. Trump ends birthright citizenship by executive order and turns millions of American-born citizens into illegal aliens overnight. Mass deportations begin. Hundreds of thousands, including legal U.S. residents and American citizens, are imprisoned in newly built camps. Protests erupt. Trump addresses the nation from the Oval Office, invoking the Insurrection Act and declaring the protesters a danger to American sovereignty. He orders the National Guard to use deadly force to suppress the protests. Trump reverses one campaign promise by declaring a national abortion ban by executive order. Challenges to his authority are rejected by the Supreme Court, which has seen new appointments from Trump after it was expanded to 12 justices. It is announced that Trump will run for a third term, claiming he was unfairly cheated in the 2020 election. His Supreme Court ultimately agrees with this interpretation, paving the way for Trump's 2028 re-election.
Wow. I don't know who's at the Lincoln Project and is in charge of their marketing, but I wish DNC would have somebody comparable. They nail it every time. So per Raw story, President Joe Biden remained defiant this week by insisting he was not going to drop out of the race. However, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi still does not appear to be sold. So appearing on MSNBC Wednesday, Pelosi was posed the question about whether Biden had her backing to continue running as the Democrats' standard bearer this year. She sounded non-committal. Here it is.
Does he have your support to be the head of the Democratic ticket?
As long as the president it's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision because time is running short. I think overwhelming support of the caucus. It's not for me to say. I'm not the head of the caucus anymore, but he's beloved. He is respected, and people want him to make that decision, not me.
He has said he has made the decision. He has said firmly this week he is going to run. Do you want him to run?
I want him to do whatever he decides to do, and that's the way it is. Whatever he decides, we go with.
I don't know if you all understand how bad this is. Pelosi is basically a co-founder of the corporate Democratic machine, the modern day one. Okay. She typically walks directly in the footsteps of whatever the Democratic machine says. He is now at odds, not simply with progressives, not simply with moderates or independents. He's now at odds with gatekeepers that would support him in funding a damn genocide. But they cannot be committal on supporting Biden for running for re-election. This is quite telling to the reality that we face right here in America. Even today, you had another Senator Blumenthal. Here it is.
I am deeply concerned about Joe Biden winning this November because it is an existential threat to the country if Donald Trump wins. So I think that we have to reach a conclusion as soon as possible. And I think Joe Biden, as the Democratic nominee, has my support.
I mean, come on, man. If you all don't have confidence in Biden, I mean, you're not even willing to lie about it. Y'all lie all the time. If you all don't have confidence in Biden and you're not willing to lie about it like you lie about a whole lot of other stuff, what's going to happen to the permeation of that ideology to the average voter? What about the Democratic voter? Listen, I get it. I get it. But this is a quagmire you all created. You all did this. You tried to silence the voices of people who said the right thing early on. The leaders in this party who have not been corporately purchased, like Senator Turner and others. You decided to silence them, put them off somewhere else, tell them to shut up, and don't even wait your turn. You're gone. You're out of Democratic politics. The people that could have saved you, the people that could have excited the Democratic base, you told them they have no voice. And now the gatekeepers are starting to realize the wisdom of the young progressives who are trying to tell you and lead the way the whole time. All right, dear brother, thoughts here.
Well, Dr. Richey, when 84-year-old Wicked Witch of the West, Nancy Pelosi, has a problem with 81-year-old Joe Biden running for presidency, we do have a problem. It is an existential crisis, but it's of all of the United States, where we have one bad solution versus a worse solution. And if that's all we're going by, then we're all in trouble, because right wing, left wing, same bird. We're all in this together.